bring in former D.C. homicide detective Ted Williams, who joins us now. He's also a Fox News contributor. Ted, you sat through, you listened to that press conference, multiple systemic failures across the board, egregious errors in judgment. What's your takeaway?
You know, I listened and I'm well aware of these systemic failures, and this was a fact-finding committee. But I can tell you that the community there in Uvalde also want individuals held accountable. Many of the facts that was presented here was already known. For instance, we knew that there was inadequate, should I say, fencing. We also knew that the doors there were insecure, or in whether they could or could not go in. We also knew, and this is the thing that is upsetting the Uvalde community, that there's been a great deal of misinformation and false information. The community in and of itself don't know who to trust. The governor had came out and said that he was given misinformation, but to the date, the governor has held nobody responsible or accountable for this so-called misinformation. The fact that there was not incident commander on the scene is very troubling. But there were a lot of high-ranking officers. You had over pretty close to 400 law enforcement officers on that scene. And what is so sad and so sad is when you look at the video and you see these law enforcement officers standing around when 19 children are losing their life and 2 of their teachers. It's just unconscionable. And I think it's very troubling. And I got to tell you, Brian, the community is not satisfied, I believe, with what they've received here today in facts. They want someone held accountable for the death of these young people.
And Ted, they made it clear that there are going to be other committees and investigations that are going to take months to try to find out who knew what when and who specifically should be held accountable on that front. I want to talk to you about this issue of the incident commander. Help people understand the differences here between a tactical commander who was on scene inside the school and an incident commander. There was not an incident commander. How important was that on that day?
It's very important, Brian, because the incident commander is like the actual general. The incident commander is in charge of any and everything that goes on in that scene. The, let's say, the police officers who come in to breach the building itself, they're under that incident commander, meaning the TAC squad. So the incident commander is very important, but there was none. Everybody on that scene seemed to be somewhat confused. And that is very troubling. I think, and I'm hoping that the committee is right about one thing. We in America, in schools all across the country, can learn something from what took place here in Uvalde, Texas, and make our schools safer. I also heard Brian talking about the locking of the doors. You know, we want our children to go to school. We want them to be able to learn in a safe environment. But if we have to watch and be careful how we think about locking doors, because if there's a fire, should we say, in the school, the students also could be affected by locked doors. On the other hand, there is a necessity for some of these doors to be locked. I would also believe that at some stage we're going to need facial recognition, so where we can actually recognize each and every student that's coming into that building. And there can be alarms of someone who is not associated with the building, that an alarm could go off right away. These are some of the things that we must do in the 21st century. We must be more proactive than reactive. And the sad commentary, Brian, is we've been more reactive when these incidents, these mass shootings have taken place, rather than to have been proactive in this country.
Ted Williams, thank you so much for that.
Hey, Sean Hannity here. Hey, click here to subscribe to Fox News YouTube page and catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis. You will not get it anywhere else.